All right. My name is Neill Hughes. I apprentice under my father, Michael Hughes. We operate out of the Artificial Eye Clinic of Washington, D.C. in Northern Virginia. My presentation is on replacing a 66-year-old prosthetic eye. This individual's name has been changed. John Smith came into my Roanoke office January 23rd, 2014 with a 66-year-old eye. A little background, he's a 66-year-old male who suffered trauma into his left eye in 1948 when he was 14 years old, which is 9 years before the American Society of Ocularists was founded. When he came in, he told me that it never occurred to him that his fake eye needed to be replaced. When he first had it made, it looked great, and his family and wife just became accustomed to the look. When I removed his prosthetic eye, the socket appeared inflamed and irritated. This kind of goes with the mucus discharge that he was having. There was no sign of implant exposure, and I could not determine what type of implant was used in 1948. These are two photos of his old eye. He didn't remove it very often. He never thought that he should go to the quote-unquote eye man to get it cleaned or looked at. He was very old, yellowed, and was pitted on both sides. From the information that he gave me, I came to the conclusion that it was a Gillespie optical eye made around Richmond in 1948. Review of that eye. The Gillespie Optical Company was of Richmond, Virginia. It was founded in 1885. The artificial eye was developed in the early 1940s. It was one of the first plastic eyes created, replacing the old glass eyes. Mr. Smith's prosthesis was one of these early prosthetic eyes. When I took an impression of his eye as when he appeared first, most of the time, in my experience, older eyes, the sockets fit to his prosthetic eye. This was not the case. It was large. It was not fitting well. The impression was much different than his old eye. I made a wax pattern from the impression, fitted him, and duplicated using a variety of pigments. This is the patient wearing his prosthetic in January. He was a quiet man to begin with. He seemed to be very happy, said thank you. He did not show up for his follow-up appointment, which was supposed to be early this year. Conclusion. The 66-year-old eye is extremely old, obviously. We generally have found that it's get replaced every 7 years. This is 59 years older than the average. His eye has spanned the length of 12 different presidents, as well as very many different types of media. However, ironically, he seemed to find our office on the internet, so that was kind of interesting. I think the issue is a lot of these patients that have extremely old eyes are kind of used to what they have. They may not perhaps even aware of some of the services. I have several older patients that have come in and didn't even know that it existed. Their grandchild or their daughter or whoever had looked it up, realized that it didn't look as good as old photos, and tried to make that happen. This is also the oldest eye that our office has replaced. Thank you so much.